Hi everyone. Today I am going to show you how to use Photopea to make a seamless pattern texture with your printmaking stuff and then eventually your logo. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up an example, and I'm using Anslins here. And there's this cool thing in Photopea that you can use called the perspective grid, and what it does is it lets you align each corner, and you see how this is kind of skewed over on the left hand side. It lets you use each corner and align with it, and then once everything is aligned you can set it by clicking the check mark, and it's going to straighten it out a little bit. So now I'm going over to my layers over on the right and just type in original just to organize my layers and everything. And I did a Command A or a Control A if you're on a PC, and a paste, which is Control V or Command V on a Mac. And I did the image layers or image levels here. And what this does is it lets you take your background image and make it white so that you don't have any kind of weird gradations when you're trying to make your different patterns. So to do a seamless pattern, you need to figure out, first of all, how big your image is. So this image is 2,991 by 2,781, and I need to divide that, and I'm write that down. And then once I do that, I'm going to go to Filter, Other, and Offset. And what this is going to let me do is going to let me wrap my ends around so that I can make my pattern seamless. And this is, I'm putting in the divided by 2 numbers there. So whatever my number is, I divided by 2, and that's the number I'm offsetting. And you can see it wraps around, and you hit OK. And when you do that, you can see that center where it's taking the ends and it's putting it in the middle there. And what we have to do is we have to fix this kind of disruption that you see in our pattern to make it seamless. So one of the things I notice is that it's kind of got a colored shift. So I'm going to make it black and white by going to Adjustments, Black and White, and that'll take out any of my color, make it grayscale. And then the next thing I'm going to do is use my levels again here to make that color in the background white. And I'm going to click on my white and then select what I want to go white, which is that light gray. And as soon as I click on that, it'll actually make whatever was light gray and make it white. And then I'm just going to push that little white tab over to the left a little bit so that it makes everything white. All right, so now I'm going to clean up. And first I was like, I'm going to use the erase to erase, but then it literally erased everything, and I don't want that. So I undid with Command Z or Control Z if you're on a PC. And I'm just going to paint white over the areas that are problematic so that I can reset them. And you don't want, when you're doing seamless patterns, you don't really want a line to show through. So I'm going to just paint white over that kind of really sharp line that you see that's kind of doing a cross right there, especially horizontally. So I'm trying to decide which section of the line I want to delete or to erase. So I'm just painting out that specific area right there and making sure I'm on my right layer 1. That's where I want to be, and I'm just painting white, and I'm doing this to kind of clean it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a selection and copy some of the stamps that are in place and just place it over to kind of replicate. And if this process is a little bit daunting or confusing to you, don't worry about it. You can there's like tons of YouTube videos to show you how to make seamless patterns. I'm sure in Photopea and definitely in Photoshop, but I'm just showing you how I would work with this image right here. And you see I copied and pasted that into a new layer, but it's very similar. And anytime that something's so similar, it kind of attracts the eye. So what I'm going to do is I am now going into my eraser tool that's selected from the tools over on the left, and I'm kind of merging the underneath layer with the top layer just to give me something a little bit different so that it doesn't all look the same. So you can see me erasing and then coloring back in with the brush with white. Then I'm getting rid of these edges right there because that's the wraparound, but I don't necessarily want that wraparound related to what I just deleted. So look, that looks okay. That's going to repeat just fine for me. You're not going to see like any kind of weird line during the repeat. So I think I went and merged everything here, which you can do. You don't really necessarily need to do. But now what I want to do is I want to export this as a JPEG. So go to File, Export As. Oh, well, I'm saving it now as a PDF in case I want to come back into it. But then I'm going to export as a JPEG. And I'm not going to change any of the size. I'm going to make sure quality is 100%. And I'm going to say OK. It saves it to my download on my computer. And I'm wanting to show you this because I totally believe that you can, use these as gifts, or you can even make money doing patterns like these. So I have a little shop on Redbubble, and there are so many of these direct ship stuff where you can put your design on something. But with like a repetitive pattern like this, it's very easy to apply to different things, as I'm fixing to show you. So I'm going to take that JPEG I just exported. I'm going to import it here. I'm going to give it a name. And again, this is just for demo. I'm not actually going to upload this to my store. And you can see as soon as I put it up there, it does just, it doesn't repeat, but it gives you a sense of what it's going to look like. So like phone case for sure, the pillow for sure. So let's apply this as a repeating pattern now. So now I'm just going to go and say choose pattern. It automatically like sets up a repeating pattern, and it's all seamless because we set up our image that way. And now you can see like what that looks like on an A-line dress or any of these things. You can like do that repeating pattern like on the shower curtain, anywhere else that you like an apron, book bag, pants, that duffel bag. So let's try the duffel bag because that would be like really interesting. And go in, do a repeating pattern, apply to it, and then you can see what that looks like there. So it's really, I love doing just tactile printing like this and then uploading it to something like Redbubble to give as gifts or even to create a area to sell.